Going to be on your blue side. Machi on the red. Skywalk going to be leading the charge in draft for Hong Kong Attitude, and then Leo and Mountain for Machi.
All right, the usuals. Oh, wait, never mind. It's
usual.
Not the usual.
Usually, Yumi isn't banned out first on blue side. What?
Interesting. I wonder if it's because Bruce has been playing a lot of Ezreal, and perhaps they kind of want to cancel out the Yumi Ezreal lock-in on the first rotation for red side. Perhaps, I'm not very sure. We'll see how it goes. Typical bans would probably be, the Set, the Senna. Yeah, because PK plays a lot of Senna, but that he's on red side. We'll have to see. 3Z though, he plays a lot of champions actually.
Yeah, 3Z has I think one of the more diverse champion pools when it comes to the top lane. So I don't really think you can ban him out really all that much. I don't think he minds not getting the Set or the Mordekaiser. Taking a look here, another ban for Hong Kong Attitude. Could be that Syndra, so might be trying to set up for that Zoe pick for Chase in the mid lane. We have seen the Syndra kind of become a pseudo counter pick, at least for her when it comes into the lane phase to in that early to mid game, as well as a Set, like we mentioned, being banned out here. So that now gives the option here for Hong Kong Attitude. Do they wish to get rid of either the Senna or the Ornn, or try and let one of them go through for the first pick? As we'll see what they decide to go here with.
That is the question, as for sure HKA would really want to get that first pick. Zoe, Azir being taken out. So there's a lot of mid lane focused bans here on the side of HKA. Trying to cripple the pool of mission, but then again, you have a lot of options. Like the Syndra is still open.
Well, Syndra is not open.
Oh wait, Syndra's not open. Envy, my bad. Okay.
Syndra's gone.
Right,
Azir's
it's
gone. Mission, he's gonna have to go a little bit into the pool. Not a whole lot though. Senna, of course, gonna be banned away, so that gives the option for Hong Kong Attitude if they wish to first pick the Ornn.
For the Zoe?
They could, but then that gives over the Ornn.
That is true.
So we'll see what they rather prioritize, the Zoe or the Ornn.
It has been, Ornn has fallen off.
A little bit.
A little bit.
We're on 10.5, so it's been adjusted a little bit, but it's still powerful. It is going to be the Zoe, though, that gets locked in here for Chase, so we'll have that available to him once again.
Let's see, MCX, Bruce giving that, perhaps, I'm guessing, the Ezreal, as he has been performing well and has been picking that, or been favoring that champion in particular more. That's probably why HKA wanted to... Oh, never mind. That is a hover on towards Misfortune.
Yeah. And
looks like they're going to opt for that. It is the second most used champion, well, in the PCS in general, and for Bruce. We'll see how this pans out, as I wonder if their jungle...
Okay, they're going to opt for possibly the jungle getting locked in, so no Ornn on their rotation. I guess maybe they're just like, hey, we don't want to get a counter pick. And that might be the option. We have seen teams actually leave it open just for the sake of seeing if there's going to be a counter pick available. Because there's still like options for Hong Kong Attitude if they really wanted to. They could go ahead and lock in, say, that Braum, which kind of just pulls out, denies the Misfortune. On top of that, the Ornn, if it is locked in by Machi when it comes to the Call of the Forge God. And then pair it up with something like a jungle, maybe possibly that Rek'Sai.
Absolutely true. PK did play Kennen the other day, so perhaps they do want to watch out for that top lane matchup for 3Z, most especially. Now that I wonder if they're gonna get the Braum at this rotation for MCX. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, Braum's gone.
My brain is so funneled, but I like this from MCX.
So this MCX pretty much doubling down on the team fight here. You got yourself an Orianna, pair that with a bullet time Cataclysm from the J4. Pretty devastating combo if you're able to get onto the carries. So we'll see if Machi can try and execute that during the team fights. It does mean, though, their support pool is likely going to be chipped away, as they've already matched the jungle and mid pickup. We'll see Machi, though. They decide, all right, let's go ahead and just keep targeting down toward those 80 carries, and they got rid of the Ezreal. That's already 3 bot players, bot champions being banned out here by Machi.
Makes me wonder what HKA will decide to pick up, because, Kai'Sa has been buffed at 10.5, but it didn't really particularly show its effectiveness yet in the PCS. It has been picked thrice already, as far as I recall. Twice on the previous patch and once today in the current patch, rather. Now HKA just wants to dwindle the support pool at the moment. Tom Tench is still open for MCX if they do want to get that, want to get the aggressive Abyssal Voyage if they wanted to. And actually MCX, you're right, they are forming actually a pretty good early game as well. Early game mid lane gank. Pretty easy to execute, especially once Chase gets a little bit too aggressive. Probably try to tank a little bit of the tower hits because of the shields that Mission has for the team. I wonder what else would be picked up.
Well, let's see. You got rid of the Khan here. You got rid of the Thresh. So Machi likely going to be looking toward a support pickup. Mainly because the Brahm's already been shown. Ooh, did we get ourselves another Braum lock-in? This would be our second Braum of the PCS, and yes, it does. It's going to get locked in after appearing yesterday on our first day of Week 3.
Yeah, Bard is actually picked up here.
Yeah.
This will be the second time that we're going to be seeing the Bard. It has been very scary. I believe it was... Who used Bard yesterday? My memory is fuzzy.
I believe yesterday... I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Was it Machi? No, it wasn't Machi.
I don't think... It might have been Koala, actually. It might have been Koala that actually picked it up. Now that I remember it. I think it was. Lucian here. This is likely going to be a lane Lucian. Not mid lane Lucian. It's going to actually be a... It's going to be an AD carry Lucian. We haven't seen that for a while. We've seen it pop up in mid a couple times. But last lock-in for Hong Kong Attitude. The Ornn makes it all the way through. And that does mean now Machi have full ability to go for a counter pick if they wish here. Or maybe there's opt-in again, maybe something brawly for the team fights like we saw yesterday.
Ah, yes. I remembered it was PK that used the Kennen, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty standard matchup at the top side as, you know, it's going to be Aatrox and as well as the Ornn for the two laners at the top. Yeah, Lucian has been used, I think, once before by Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce has played it, but it is over on Eminem's side here, so this is going to be the first taste we get to see of his Lucian. When it comes to the PCS, Machi here, though, this is a rather... honestly, it's a rather simple composition to execute. You're pretty much going, all right, put the ball on the Jarvan, Jarvan ults, Orianna ults. If anybody's still alive, then you Miss Fortune ult. And if anyone's still alive, well, Aatrox by then has shredded their face off.
That's true.
And then you got some safety with that Bard, as well as the engage tool of the Tempered Fate. So we'll see whether or not Koala can land a couple of good ones. We saw a couple yesterday. We'll see if he can repeat here as we're going to be loading on into Game 1 of the day.
Yep. For Machi Esports, it's pretty straightforward if you ask me. For HKA, it's going to be heavily reliant on how they transcend towards the mid game, and as well as all those bubbles will really count for them to get a pickoff. But that is not a monkey, that is a bird.
It's a Bard. No monkey friends are on my shirt today, Riku. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I did wear the monkey shirt, but unfortunately, has there ever been a monkey on Summer's wrist other than
Wukong?
Other than Wukong, literally
No.
Monkey King.
I don't think so. I miss Wukong.
Did you see the changes coming to him, possibly?
Oh, not yet.
He's getting a decent little kit rework. You know, 200 years of design experience. And then they're like, all right, well, we got memed. Let's go ahead and we'll rework Riku. Not Riku. Wukong.
Oh, well. Excited for that, then.
What would your abilities be, Riku, if you were a champion in League of Legends?
I have no idea.
What?
That is a good question.
What if
I'd probably be a mage, for sure.
You'd be mage?
Yeah.
It's like League of Legends D&D style, pretty much. That's what we're trying to figure out here.
Exactly.
As you quest through the rift. It doesn't look like we're going to have any shenanigans to start things off here. Actually, Hollow going to go onto his wolves for a start. So okay, that means he's going to try and probably clear the topside jungle entirely. And then maybe try and make something happen top onto PK, as Chib and I will be routing toward bot side. Because usually your Jarvans go buff to buff. Does give an option, though. I think he actually rather stay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the idea you do in your wolf camp is you have two options. If Aatrox shows late, it means likely the Jarvan's going to go down to the bot side of the map, so you can just go ahead and match him. As already started there. Was he spotted out by a ward? No, I don't think he was.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just way over there,
It's just
by
being
the river.
sneaky.
Oh wait, no, yeah. Yeah, I think he got spotted.
Oh, he might have got spotted
Yeah.
actually over that
By the
raptor.
raptor.
Yeah. Is that going to be a level 2 gank coming out from Gemini, or is he going to try and contest these Krugs? That might be the play here. See, he comes on over. See, Hall is just trying to rush down his Krugs before anything else. As Gemini is going to come over, says hello to the Rek'Sai, going to get the knock up here. Gemini, though, just going to steal away a couple Krugs. That's actually pretty nice. You're going to deny level 3 from the Rek'Sai right away. Fortunately, Gemini doesn't get level 3 either, so he kind of just slows them down both. And other than that, it's just a little tussle by the Krugs.
Yeah, great deny by Gemini. Also very aggressive, and despite, you know, having that ward at the tri-brush, HKA wasn't able to, like, the bot lane of HKA wasn't able to, like, respond because they were shoved in they were shoved in their own tower. And meanwhile, even getting the Raptor camp as well. So all of these lanes in priority for MCX is just buying them, giving them a lot of space to work with.
As Hollis goes up toward his top side to clear that out. A little bit of a steal came out from Gemini. I think for me, Gemini really needs to step it up today. He missed, what was it, 3 smites back-to-back yesterday, which was a little bit concerning. Up in this top lane, 3Z's getting pretty aggressive. He's just going to go ahead and run on over. Interesting enough, we can actually take a look toward this matchup between him and PK in the top lane. Just overall, statistically for the PCS in general. 3Z's been having a bit of a tough time, nonetheless. But let's see here. Holo's going to come on over and try and turn those tides in his favor. As that's going to be first blood going on over to the 3Z. So you can add another kill into that KDA as HKA strike first with the first blood.
There you go. That's the revenge. That is the trade-off there for HKA. After that, you take my Krugs, you take my Raptors. I'm just going to take someone else's life at the top side as PK was a little bit overextended. PK even used his flash. But actually, that's 2 flashes burned for HKA for that. So I think that's pretty good. It relieves, it gives away a 3Z's, what do you call this, safety net if ever Gemini decides to either perhaps maybe do a dive with Mission and Gemini later on. It has been done before, and especially as an Ornn. We're not going to be seeing any sort of... We could see outplays, though, on level 6 for PK if ever HKA decides to do a dive. I mean, they are... they do have a Rek'Sai, and they do have Chase on their side. It will depend on how the lanes go as the game progresses, for sure. We're going to have the Inferno live right now, so we'll see what the plan is in mind for, especially MCX, as their lanes are pushing their favor.
Oh, Mission. That's a decent amount of aggression coming out from Chase. That's going to force out the cleanse. Is Chase picking up 2 summoner spells off those minions. Don't you love getting a free ignite?
It's the best.
Everything in your lane. It's great.
Oh, Bard is fine.
Bard coming down. You know, Koala's just... He's going on a bit of a journey. He needs to go ahead and get all his chimes, remember?
Yep.
That's
just Bard things.
Just Bard things.
Hashtag just Bard things.
That's the bot lane have their own little duel. And, of course, that's between Eminem and Bruce, which they themselves also rather close when it comes to your KDAs. They're only separated by about 1. The big one for Eminem, like considering HKA's record, he's at least been able to farm well in lane, which has been very key in actually keeping some of these games close when they start to lose control of them. Bruce, though, his Ezreal play has been just amazing. He's had some really good Ezreals. But we see him on the misfortune for this game.
Yep, it's his 2nd most played champion in the PCS so far, so he's definitely pretty much comfy against this matchup, especially we don't see the Lucian and Misfortune that often in the PCS, so this will be very interesting to watch as they do have some sort of similar ults to work with.
They also have the similar trade pattern in lane. Oh no, 3Z. Ooh, gets the solo kill on PK. 3Z is an angry Ornn today. Ooh, okay.
He'd be scary. That's like HKA, that's what you get MCX for just leaving the Ornn open for So
Like,
long
we've
in
seen the
rotation.
Aatrox do well into the Ornn matchup.
Exactly.
So to actually see 3Z actually kind of popping off here in top lane, that's pretty nice to see. He's been a little lackluster. It's going to be a secure going on over to the side of Machi, as now Gemini goes in for the engage. No level 6 available as Bruce. Shockwave does land over from Mission. He ended up getting it during the fight. Nice Lucian piercing light, though, comes through. And that's all it's going to be. No fatalities on either side, but it is a dragon in Machi's favor in the end.
Well, let's take a look at that solo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, PK
So
just
he just angled himself. Did he try to bait? Okay, no. Oh, you are next to the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. And so
into
the Ornn ult and then just auto smash in.
Yeah, that's a lack of respect coming out from PK, I think is the best way to put it. I don't think you should ever be walking next to that wall without, you know, seeing the ram, like the charge off the Ornn being on cooldown.
That's true. Being a little bit too comfy there for PK, and as well as the gank that Holo did on the first few minutes of the game really helped, you know, boost up 3Z's stats in the top for more items. And meanwhile, yeah, you were talking about the similar trade-off of like Lucian and as well as Misfortune. Quite similar ults, of course, better coverage for Bruce. But in the meantime, in terms of damage output, like who deals the faster damage output without your R, I suppose it would be on Lucian's side.
In theory, unless you're behind a very, you know, squishy minion.
Yeah, right.
It doubles up and you're like, well, I guess I just lose like a third of my health.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's true.
Let's keep tabs more on this top lane, though, because PK, if he's already been soloed twice, he's going Kindle Gem, which he's just going for the extra cooldown. 3Z, though, is going to have a Sunfire very shortly, considering he's got 2 free keys. Like, look, he's even stacking armor. Oh, yeah, he went into a the Brandle vest as well as now the chain armor? What?
Yep.
That's a tanky Ornn.
Tanky Ornn, even painful Ornn at that, against especially PK. Let's see, though. Gemini is going to walk towards this. He doesn't know. He does probably an idea. He's going to use this scrying plant.
The bloom.
Yeah, the bloom.
I never actually got the official name on that ever told to me, by the way. Because I think Scrying Orb is the blue trinket.
Yeah. Scrying plant.
Vision plant of jungle.
Now I'm curious. You make me want to know what the actual name is.
Like, I know Blasting Cone. Blast Cone is easy.
Yeah.
And then there's like, what is it? The honey fruit?
Yeah, the honey fruit.
Honey fruit in the jungle. Okay.
I am very curious.
I remember how angry.
It's Scryer's Blooms, yeah.
It's Scryer's Bloom,
I just didn't get the blooms part, and it's just plant.
It's just plant.
It is a plant.
I remember when plants got added to the Rift, and everyone was so angry about it.
Why?
Like, games are going to be decided by RNG. Depends where did my plant spawn in time. It's like, no. They're like little small add-ons to the rest of the game.
And
That's
it makes
all.
the Rift more interesting. There's so many funny plays that happen because of the blast cone. So many moments too.
Don't remind me LST blast cones. That's another curse that I'm thankful hasn't come over yet.
I think we had that one.
We had one that was like a little unfavorable. I think it was a Liab fight where they could have got like so much more, but I think someone ended up hitting the blast cone.
Yeah. That was the one.
LST, though, we actually had a game decided by a blast cone.
No way.
Yes. It was summer, I believe. And I think it was against like Mega or Win, and a team had a solid opportunity to win this game. And then one person sent 4 people into like the middle of like a Kennen ultimate.
Oh,
and it was game over.
That sounds fun. That sounds like a fun game to watch, that particular part.
That was not a fun game to watch. Rift Herald was secured, by the way, on the side of HKA. 3Z in the bot lane being preoccupied here.
Nice.
Is 3Z. He's not able to actually get the ultimate off as Gemini. He goes golden. As 3Z is forced to flash away. Meanwhile, top lane, though, HKA, they're going to find themselves a quick and easy tower take.
Yep.
So far, Machi haven't really been able to respond other than the Infernal Drake we saw earlier.
Yeah, that's true. They tried to do something like an exchange, probably take a life in exchange of a tower. Not very sure it's probably not worth, but it's more of that's the only thing that they could get at the time. But 3Z managed to escape, only having to burn a flash. But the next fight is about to begin, actually. 3Z, there's no ward. Great stun cancel, actually, not able to return the second wave, and therefore nice bait actually on the Cataclysm as well, holding on towards that flash before anything else.
Bot lane. Does Hollow have his ultimate? No, he ended up using it, I think, just to get in range. So just a little bit off on the damage output. There was the heal and flash burned by Bruce. But that does mean HKA, they'll be able to get their first dragon of the game.
HKA looking clean at the early phases of the game, and this looks like a very different HKA based from what we've seen so far in the PCS.
Machi playing too slow,
Oh,
to be
I'm
honest.
worried about 3Z. Okay, he's fine. He's an Ornn. He has Sunfire already completed.
Like we didn't really see this Jarvan ever make a gank, to be honest. We saw like a little bit of pressure in the jungle, but almost felt like Gemini wasn't able to get that one kill off the Rek'Sai early, and they're like, okay, well, we just won't try anything. I guess we'll farm. And I'm a little disappointed that a lot of these teams are going back into this style of play, especially within the PCS. It's pretty much if we don't snowball early, okay, we're just not going to do anything until like 35 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to be waiting for later once the Baron spawns, and that's where the fights happen. And we were expecting a couple of dives here and there. There was one, at least when they wanted to kill the Ornn. Unfortunately, was not successful, but it was, you know, thing that they could have taken in the map that was available. In the meantime, though, here's the jungler, Gemini, lurking around just in case.
Machi are going to try and force this because they're very close to just taking this tower. We'll see. Gemini's nearby. That's enough to dissuade HKA to actually stop this from going down. And there we go. It's going to be the first tower from Machi here as they almost equal out the gold lead by only about 300 to 400.
Meanwhile, they do have a huge problem at top side. Oh, nice sidestep. And therefore, MCX will have to try again. Yeah, 3Z will definitely be a huge problem, as since he's been keeping PK on a tight leash, therefore he's not able to transition that later into some of these skirmishes, and therefore more space for 3Z to just probably even take more of those camps away from Gemini, or even the red buff away from Bruce.
Yeah. No red buff for Bruce or Gemini. Gemini has to clear out the last remaining Raptor in his camp. A little unfortunate. Well, for Machi, as long as they stay even, I think their team fight's just better than HKA in the long run. Yeah, I think it's easier to pull off overall. Cataclysm into Misfortune Ult or Cataclysm into a Shockwave or vice versa.
True.
I think there's a lot more options for Machi when it comes into the later part of the game, so as long as HKA aren't forcing anything, like they're just kind of being patient here, where they feel a little stronger than Machi, I think Machi are happy with it.
That's true. They do have really good wave clear as well in the form of Mission on the Orianna. They can slow things down, and once, you know, the usual state of the game where around 25 minutes to 30 where they start to fight, then that is most likely the comfortable time for them as they do the 5v5s. Their comp is better for those cases, as we'll see though, because I'm looking for that setup. You combo the Bard ult and then you set up for a sure Shockwave.
See, HKA going for this Rift Herald. Machi nearby, Mission trying to reposition the ball, not able to, as that's going to be 3Z with the Ornn Horn, able to knock up 2, but still no aggression being laid out here by the side of HKA as Machi go into this mid lane. Second Rift Herald goes over to Hong Kong Attitude.
Ooh, very close there. Gotta be careful against Chase on that Zoe if you're trying to siege. But yeah, second Rift Herald for HKA here. And at this point, Machi, just as you mentioned, they're going to be comfy, just trying to slow it down a little bit once they're comfy enough. Especially when they put more... Oh! Is that the setup that they're looking for?
That's the setup there. It's going to force out a flash from Chase, as he's not going to be able to do much else. He didn't want to get shocked wave. Mission got pretty low, so he's got to be a bit careful. Ornn Horn not available. Still pretty early on that cooldown, so 3Z can't really come in there and add a little bit of spice to the mix, as Machi are going to be able to disengage for now.
All right, now mission is, this is tricky because if they go home, they might lose a tower, but at the same time, actually, they will lose a tower. Let's see if they can deny this away, or probably, yeah, I think they're going to concede. I think they're going to concede this one, but everybody else from MCX is already back. So I suppose it is successful for MCX to not allow a lot of value off of that Rift Herald, and now they're going to be prepping for the next dragon. All ults are available, except for the Bard one. Wonder if it's going to make it in time. Guess not, because HKA might decide to pressure it now.
We'll see. Like you mentioned, Ornhorn's about 20 seconds off cooldown. Dragon has spawn. We're going to have Cloud Soul for our first game also. Chase is going to get a quick ignite. He had a free one in his back pocket. Trouble Bubble comes out. Not going to connect though on anyone, just used for zoning. As Machi still want to try and pressure in on this mid lane. They want to try and get it so they at least are able to apply some more pressure, maybe get some vision down. But look at that. They also have PK also looking toward the roam to the side. So I feel like we got ourselves a bit of a team fight brewing, which could really open up this game one way or the other. Both teams, though, super hesitant.
Who wants to pull the trigger? I think they're assigning Bruce on the bait. Okay, it's starting.
Ornhorn comes out. It's going to be a double knockup. Also able to find it onto Mission. There comes the Rek'Sai over, but maybe a little too far forward. Now PK on the backside with Gemini able to take down Chase. No Zoe available, but the fight is so spread out that Machi aren't able to transition on over. Shockwave is available for Mission. He's trying to position it into that choke point, but he's still too low. And Machi, they were able to get the kill. There's the three-man Shockwave, though, into the dissonance, into the bullet time. Finally, there it is. I was waiting for it, but finally Machi are able to find it.
I am sorry for screaming. I was so surprised with that Shockwave into the bullet time. I think that's the best Shockwave we've seen so far in the PCS.
They, honestly, it looked like that fight was over. Machi, both of them were a little they didn't really want to. And then HKA finally locked into that choke point, and it was an easy call for Mission.
It was perfect. That setup was perfect. Well, a lot of members from HKA were pretty much healthy. They chunked down the backline of MCX, so it was them being a little bit confident to pursue this fight. But now look at that ball. It was a good setup. Boom.
Unfortunately, there's nowhere left for HKA to go. I think they just took a little too long, and they decided, we'll try and pick off a member. Mission may be down at 300 health, but he doesn't have to be anywhere close to pop that ultimate.
That's true. And it was just, that placement just destroyed their retreat path. And HKA, got to be careful about that next time. I thought that was HKA's team fight, but then.
All right, so if HKA have already lost a team fight like that one, it's now a little concerning.
Yeah.
Now you kind of see what this composition from Machi do, and that was without a Cataclysm as well.
Yes.
Cataclysm was used very early in that fight to just try and lock down Chase. So for Machi, that team fight potential starting to show here as they were able to secure the Cloud Drake. Going to get some extra cooldown reduction as well for those much-needed ultimates. They can get up to 3 over the course of the game.
And at this point, Machi Esports again, very comfy. Got really nice wave clear in the form of Orianna, and therefore HKA just wanted to get a couple of more auto attacks just to kill to take down that tower in the mid lane. An outer tower rather, being taken down by MCX, so we'll have to see if MCX wants to start something as all their ults are up already. They have a lot of control over the Baron Pit. Lots of vision, actually, on the jungle of HKA by MCX.
See there, 3Z. Able to just back off.
Pings.
A bunch of pings. They just guys, come down here. Come on, let's go ahead.
They do have that ward by the blue buff.
Well, there's multiple members coming on over here. PK is going to get knocked up. Here comes that Bard, though. Koala enters the fray, Ornhorn being used, but the stun is there, and 3Z's locked down. Bruce is going to go on a killing spree. That MF now has the Essence Reaver as well as the Infinity Edge It's starting to look a little dire now.
Yep, Bruce is definitely ready to fight. Yeah, I think what HK wanted to do is that they wanted to bait this fight, but instead MCX took it. But there are 2 extra members around, and therefore, yep, just in your face kind of style for MCX. Now they're sieging this bottom tower, as there are other members as well inside the jungle of HKA. Where are the other members? We see Eminem making his way back to bot. We'll see. They will try to concede instead. Oh, they defended successfully. But yeah, that is the problem. You take these sieges as the opportunity to land all of your bubbles, your skill shots, but looks like HK is not able to find these things, as you know, MCX has a pretty solid engage tool, very straightforward as well. And therefore HK always has to be wary coming into these dances, these I wouldn't call it cowboy. What do you call that again? The
Rodeos?
cowboy. No, not rodeos. The one where they duel, but
A duel?
a standoff. Yeah, there you
Okay,
go. A standoff. It's not a duel. It's a standoff. They do
Technically,
5v5 standoff.
actually, a standoff is actually okay. Yeah, it's not a duel. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a 5v5 standoff.
You're like trying to get the wrong word, the right word
Yeah.
for the wrong situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering, like, a duel is still a 1v1,
Yeah,
and they just
exactly.
kind of wait, and then they go.
But
Standoff
this
is where they, like, both stare each other down. They're like,
Yeah, they did that. They did that for quite a while.
Yeah, especially in that mid lane. I think now, though, with Machi having that victory in the team fight, I think they are now more confident, and they should be, to maybe try and position in here. Get some vision down. That's one thing HK have been often lacking. It's just their vision has been, it's been passable. But overall, Machi has just had it better. Because at this point, I don't expect HKA to be too much more aggressive. They've shown once they've fallen behind, they don't really try and bounce back. They hope that a team is going to make a mistake. Otherwise, it's kind of a slow, painful death.
Yep, absolutely. But for Eminem, he has completed his Essence Reaver already, so I suppose HK would be a little bit more confident. And this is the standoff that we were talking about, part 2.
There it is, though. They're able to get a little bit of
Wow.
damage. Gemini is forced to back off here. Bullet time comes out. Their wing is able to get a little bit of it soaked up. Mission still has his ultimate available. Chase trying to push on in. There's Shockwave. It forces out a flash. PK goes into the World Ender, but a little too aggressive here. Is now Gemini. Goes back into the redemption, chases it back on over. If you're on the side of Machi, you don't have any more ultimates to really play with, so I don't think they can keep going for this fight. But they still really want to try and get this Cloud Drake, as Bubble is going to land on Bruce. He'll be fine. Has that Vamp Scepter, so he can maybe try and soak up a little bit of health from these minions in mid lane. There you go. He's able to get a big crit there and get himself back up to a decent amount of health. Machi, not able to find anything, but HKA maybe feeling confident here. 3Z's going to push into the rush. Gemini's also over toward the side. In fact, Gemini's not really doing much else. Kind of shows here. He's not a whole lot he can do, as he's actually used his smite already. We'll have it off cooldown.
Oh, this is tricky.
Oh, this is ugly. PK's going to push forward. Hollow's still stuck in the Dragon Pit. He's forced to back off. Machi, though. Go in. Bubble. Oh! Steals it away with the Paddle Star. Gemini goes into stasis, and he's actually able to find himself the kill. Also gets himself to safety. So Machi, they lose out on the Dragon. But 3Z now stunned up. Fisher comes out trying to separate the fight. Bubble is going to connect there on to Koala. Not able to land the Tempered Fate, as Machi find themselves the victory as far as kills go. Objective-wise, they did lose the Cloud Drake.
This is interesting because it seems like, you know, the smite steals are. Actually, I want to know if. Oh, was it a Paddle Star? If can you get smite on your spell thief? The W of Zoe. I'm curious, but yeah, I don't think we've seen a smite animation, so it was indeed a Paddle Star of Chase that got the final tick. Again, you mentioned, I'm not sure if Gemini had smite, but I think it was almost off cooldown once he smited the blue. But yeah, nicely done by HK, denying that. They only lost one person out of that steal, which was Hollow, and therefore HK still keeping the gold close and denying the Dragon Horde from MCX 2 dragon apiece at the moment. As I think HKA can keep playing that game, bait the ults first before going all in. As it seemed to be sort of working, it was not 100% successful. They did get the dragon from earlier, and I think they can rinse and repeat this, but they may run out of time against MCX with their composition. As I believe, especially Eminem, may tend to fall off. Rather, Lucian. Eminem's not the champion. Lucian is the champion. Alright. This is sneaky. Oh no.
3Z. He doesn't really know what's going on here. Waiting in the wings is unfortunately the impending doom and death as the rest of the team collapses in. He's got Ornhorn, but yeah, no, doesn't matter. It goes down, so does his tower. And actually 3 members of Machi here pushing in.
Ooh.
Look at that. They're actually going to go ahead and stop some backs. You saw Chase was able to back, but that's going to be the inhibitor tower going down, possibly an inhibitor itself, as unfortunately it's just a Zoe and a Rek'Sai trying to stop this push, as now that's a beautiful tempered fate onto Chase. The rest of the team piles on in. It forces out a flash, and they are able to find themselves the inhibitor of HKA at 28 minutes.
MCX very confident. This was a sneaky approach on towards 3Z. Unfortunately, there was not, again, a lot of vision to work with for HKA to see what's coming for 3Z, and they are rewarded. MCX is rewarded with an inhibitor tower and as well as an inhibitor, which makes room for a Baron take setup later on, as minions will be shoving that portion of the map, putting HKA in an awkward position for the next 4 minutes or so.
So there we go. A 4,000 gold lead for Machi. We're going to have Cloud Drake in about another 90 seconds. Chase going to clear out that minion wave. For HK, they got some ornaments starting to come online, though. You got the, I believe it's Luden's Pulse. And then, of course, you have the Missile Mask and the Sunfire Cape upgrade. Still no upgrades on that Lucian just yet, as Machi look to push in together through the jungle. You can see HKA having to respect this. There's also the impending push that's going to be this bot lane, as 3Z doesn't have teleport for about the next minute. So super minions are going to keep pushing. Machi are just going to push in the wave. I think they're just going to try and threaten for a Baron here, or the possibility that you're going to have supers start to leak into your base.
Yep, Suri, MCX is setting up for that. There's a ton of vision setting up for potential picks, potential Baron take. I guess they will be satisfied with probably making a pick first.
Oh,
which, okay.
Koala, he was looking for it. That tower, though, just gets shredded. Able to get the bubble onto the Orianna, and that forces out the cleanse. Look at that bot lane, though. That's sort of start stacking up. As far as super minions go, they already have 2 on that front. PK is actually in mid lane, just taking the tower. 3Z, he's slow to clear it. There's one more auto attack. Bruce is able to find it. Another bubble through from Chase, not able to do anything here. As Machi are doing the 3, make it a 4-1 with the super minions down in bot lane pushing out.
Yep, MCX slowly just chipping down all of these towers. And in a comfortable way as well, since there's, again, not a lot of wave clear to work with. It's almost non-existent for HKA. If they're going to just endanger themselves for a dive in terms of position, that is
There we
painful.
go. Ornhorn comes out, not able to find anyone. Nice disengage coming out from Machi as they get themselves to safety. Gargoyles was used by Gemini to soak up a little bit of extra damage from the culling, but Cloud Dragon's up. Machi know what they wish to do here is they're going to go on over and secure themselves some extra ult cooldown reduction as they set up now for Soul in the next Dragon spawn.
Well, at least good news for HKA, that steal really delayed MCX's Dragon Soul. So for HKA, it's going to be defense mode. Their chance would be most likely a Baron fight for sure, or a last defense under tower for HKA here. It's gonna be tough, but it happened before where they could bait out ults. If they can do that, then probably they will be more confident in taking these fights. But Baron should be the next objective for MCX, and HKA is looking to see if they can contest that one for later.
At this point, though, Bruce is just, you see those crits already coming out now. He's
Very
very
painful.
close to getting, I think he's sitting close around 75%.
Oof.
It hurts these Misfortunados, and that ultimate will too, as we see, ooh, Koala and them were hunting. Who's going to get on over? Tempered Fate able to catch out Wing here. Maybe they try and fully go on the engage.
Oh.
Gemini's very far forward. They get the Zoe, but
Oh.
is that worth it? Eminem's going to try and get some damage on back. Do they have bullet time available? No, it was already used. His mission trying to look for a shockwave, maybe see the flash forward, but no. It's just going to be a bit of a disengage coming out here from HKA. You can still see them pushing forward. Nice stun into the shockwave. It's able to find it. Wing gets taken down. You got the Rek'Sai coming out from the ultimate. They get the shutdown on Bruce, but with that, that should be it. As Machi, with minions pouring in already onto the Nexus Towers, can end game 1 of day 2 over HKA, which unfortunately the draft just came online here for Machi. And mid-game was just too much to handle on the side of HKA as they fall.
There you go. Congratulations to Machi Esports, feeling really good on that win. Again, they played their composition. They were patient, and all they had to do was wait for that point where everyone came online and all the 5v5s were happening. Congratulations.
Congratulations over there to Machi as they start their day off with the victory. Much needed. I believe that brings their record just 6-3, right?
Yeah, 6-3.
6-3. So not a bad first round robin, as that is the end of the round robin, I believe, then for them, for their first one. So not too bad for Machi, 6-3. That brings them up. I think they're currently 3rd in standings right now.
Yeah, they're currently 3rd. I think they're next to, I believe, Talon.
Yeah, I think
Esports.
they're next to Talon
Yeah,
and
'cause they're
HQ. Then
least-
Liab's right
yeah.
below them, too.
Uh-huh.
With
Yes,
Alpha
they are.
there.
It's pretty exciting to see after them losing the 3 games around week 1 and week 2, and now they're solidifying their state in the PCS, and it's very impressive. Like, it was just very solid, a solid performance, and you didn't see them waver at all. They knew what to do, and they just went straight for it.
Yeah, so
I'm happy with the shockwave. I'm happy with the shockwave.
Oh, was that? Yeah, Mission had that. Well, that's all he really needed to do.
That's true.
That one big shockwave at the beginning, I'm going to bet that's what the replay we're going to be seeing
Yeah.
at the end of the game here. Because that was pretty much the turning point there. From that point, Machi like, oh yeah, we're online. We got ults. Yeah, we can win.
Yeah.
Easy as that. I don't get it really though with a lot of these teams, the PCS, it's this mid NA ARAM play that we're seeing so
The
much.
standoff,
The
yeah.
standoff in mid lane, like Dragons have become such an important objective that top lane and jungle pretty much always have to be on the bot side of the map post 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you have to have teleport out. Let's go ahead and take a look at those fights here, and this is it's exactly the one we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think this was the one where was this the one near the dragon where the shockwave happened?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a very delayed one. They trade 1 for 1, and I'm like, all right. Yeah. And then HKA, they push up. I don't know why they go through this choke point. They know once they go through this choke point, it's game over.
I think it's because they were confident that Bruce and Mission were low, but this is the turning point. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Beautiful combo. And then just fell through right there for HKA, or rather for MCX. They're pretty happy about that one. I am happy about that one. Massive damage coming from Bruce on the Misfortune. And as well, Mission, it's his first time on the Orianna, I believe, in the PCS. So amazing, amazing performance. And as well as the rest of Machi Esports.
Yeah. So it's congratulations over there to Machi as HKA. Still on the losing end here, as it's almost midway through the first session, the first bit of the regular season. So I don't know what's going to take for this team to adjust. 3Z, I'll give it to him. He had a better lane phase, at least. He got going and was able to get a solo kill. But other than that, it's just not a whole lot of signs of life, especially from the jungle. I thought the Rek'Sai might be able to impact a little bit more, but was only used to just secure kills. I didn't really see any action otherwise, so stuff has to change here for HK if they want to have an opportunity to keep going.
That's true. And unfortunately, we didn't really see the Zoe pickoff that we wanted to see, especially that Machi didn't really have any sort of defensive mechanisms against, the Zoe there. They do have cleanse on mission, but I guess that's it. But congratulations to our MVP.
Yeah, MVP, it's going to go on over to mission. Did you think it was going to be anybody else?
I don't think so. That shockwave is
I think the
pretty yummy.
shockwaves are clean enough.
Yeah, they're
So,
clean enough.
It's a congratulations over toward the side there of Mission. He's going to be pretty happy. Going deathless, 8 KDA overall, so not too bad of a start here for their day, as I believe that was their only game scheduled for today, if I recall.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is their only game for today, so they can enjoy the rest of the night thinking of the victory that they acquired for, again, week 3, day 2.
Yeah, and I think they only have one game tomorrow as well, and then that's their 4 for the weekend. So I
And
think they
then
played
that
twice.
that is the end of the Robin, the first round. The
Well,
Robin,
for
the
them.
first
The
for
first
them.
round Robin, I believe, is done for them.
Okay,
I
for them.
think.
For that team, for
I
Machi and Esports.
But it just means they got to do another one.
Yeah.
And
right.
it's not like, oh yeah, they just don't, it's not like they're just randomly.
no,
And it's like,
no.
no, that's done. We don't play now for another couple of weeks.
We're gonna wait for playoffs now.
Yeah.
No.
I think 6-3 though.
Yeah.
If they're able to shore up some of those losses that they faced in the first round robin, they could look to fight for those top 2 spots against Talon and AHQ, where they get a free bye into the winner's bracket when it comes to playoffs. So it's rather important for them to actually be able to secure those wins. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, though, it's going to be Nova taking on Alpha, as we have a little bit of a battle between these two rosters that have been sharing the same studio here in Bangkok. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll see more action.